Happy Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Or somewhat.
Very close.
It's once again Friday the 13th,
wow.
And we're getting the rare treat of having a Friday the 13th in December.
Yeah.
Hence my Santa Christ t-shirt.
Yeah.
And today, as always, we're going into the Cinema Snob's Friday the 13th series, which in a fun way itself has become nostalgic.
Yeah.
Like, he did a compilation video not long ago where he put all the reviews together, and when he started doing this series, he still had hair. Not anymore, but yeah, it's like watching him age over time.
Well, the series itself is pretty long, so yeah.
This is the 9th Friday the 13th film, and honestly, probably the second worst as far as I'm personally concerned.
This is just a money grab at this point.
And this is the first one that they did with New Line Cinema after Paramount decided Manhattan's where we draw the line.
Well, they did bungle that one.
The title, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. To quote Spoonie, dude, spoilers! And also, this is the second movie in this franchise to have final in the title. The fourth one was called The Final Chapter.
Well, they're jumping the shark.
So, if it's not misleading titles, it's lies. Either way, even though it's bad, this one does have shit you will not forget. Just for how crazy it is.
Yeah.
And, you ready?
Alright, let's dive in.
Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, starts out with one killing right off the bat. The part where New Line Cinema murdered the Paramount logo. With the previous Friday the 13th film underperforming at the box office, the series was moved from Paramount to New Line Cinema, only without the ability to use the Friday the 13th title. So the movie was titled Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Jason could have found Jesus during his moments. The original film's director, Sean Cunningham, returned as producer, with directing credit going to Adam Marcus, and co-written by Dean Laurie, who would later go on to be a writer and producer on Arrested Development. Despite simply a producer credit, they could still use the tagline, "The creator of the first returns to bring you the last." It wasn't. As you can see by the box cover, which someone rudely drew all over, Jason is now a snake who is trapped in a burning building by a plot summary. I guess that makes just as much sense. The plot has to do with Jason's spirit being transferred from body to body in a quest to be reborn. This edition of a body-switching plotline upset some fans. And if you can't trust the continuity of a series about a woman avenging the death of her son, who turns out to be still alive, only to be killed and replaced by a paramedic, who in turn is replaced by evil Tommy Jarvis, which is quickly forgotten in favor of bringing back zombie Jason, who's then melted by toxic waste and turned into a dead child, then what continuity can you trust?
This series has really come a far away from its roots.
From New York to Crystal Lake, there is a comic book that connects the two movies. It's one page and it says he walked. Oh, this lady made a huge mistake. She wants the set of the I Spit on Your Grave remake. That's all the way across the lake. This is actress, stuntwoman,
not as much rape in this film.
Clearly put in the movie because Jason really wanted a regular Saturday night thing. I guess it's time for bed.
Gotta get naked for the bed.
Sure. It was important to take her clothes off. That summons Jason way earlier than expected. Once the nudity happened, Jason thought to himself, well, it's just one person. That's not as fun as a teen sex party, but I guess it'll do. But on the plus side, Jason Voorhees, your Camp Crystal Lake's 1 millionth visitor. Turns out this was an undercover agent who actually was luring the presence of Jason with her nudity. Could have been easier and less dangerous ways to find Jason, but would it have been as hilarious?
It almost makes sense that there'd be law enforcement trying to take him down.
Oh, That's the first thing that does make sense, right? A task
Good
force.
job, assholes. Only took you about 30 fucking years. Excellent. Guess we can wrap all this up and go home.
Heart.
All right.
Jail.
Can't say the title was a lie, I guess. Jason's body is taken to the nearest morgue all the way in Ohio. The twist is that he isn't really dead because look, Kane Hodder is right fucking
Oh!
there. Embarrassed
Two rolls.
strike when they realize they accidentally blew up Ken Tramer.
It's still
If they did
smoking.
this autopsy in Texas, they could have had a fantastic barbecue with the Sawyer family. At the end of the day, though, this Friday the 13th movie is a romance.
Oh.
Get ready for this shit.
Actually, that's the sign that it's lunch break. You may be wondering why this is happening. Look, it was either eat the heart or eat one of those McDonald's premium wraps. He made the right call. On the plus side, this is the far superior sequel to The Hidden. He could have just hopped into his own body. He's standing right outside the door. Ooh, did someone bring quarter pounders? Now that I could get behind.
Hey, fuck. How you doing, you badass, maggot, blown up fuck?
The Jason I know totally would have let that guy go had he not insulted him. But Jason does not stand for name calling.
Jason will be getting up and walking around anytime soon?
We really nailed that fucker.
Oh.
Oh, you thought I was kidding? He was about to walk away until those guys insulted him.
Yeah.
And trust me, they're way dead, as we see on the nightly snuff film hour. Hey kids, pull up a chair. It's dead
Jason.
bodies in prime time. There's
Jason
only one
killed
person that
Jason.
can stop Jason. Shaft, or Creighton Duke, played by Stephen Williams.
Listen, Voorhees.
Well, that makes me think of a little girl in a pink dress sticking a hot dog through a donut.
This is the greatest character the series has ever had. Host Robert Campbell is willing to pay Duke's bounty to bring in Jason. They need another dead body to show during sweeps. And like every town, the loss of a serial killer means big business. There's Jason sales, hockey mask burgers, and Jason's
That
sister
seems
is
tasteful.
one of the
Yeah.
waitresses. I'm sure this menu isn't awkward.
I'll take a Voorhees burger and 5 Jason's fingers.
This is the greatest restaurant since Waco, Texas's all David Koresh themed restaurant. I'll take the garden salad with the ranch Davidian dressing. Duke needs her help, and he's totally going about it the right way.
That's my lady you're talking about. Well, now, see, she is only your lady because she ain't had a taste of the Duke yet. What?
The Duke of Crystal
Very
Lake
likable
King
character.
#1 doesn't have quite the same ring as the Duke of New York, but that would imply that this series spent a lot of time in New York. Diana confides in her son-in-law Stephen, which makes a lot of sense. He's played by John D. LeMay from the Friday the 13th series. Stephen
A show that had nothing in common with the movies.
And I like the fact that the geeky guy who would normally be killed in the second reel is given his time to shine. It makes me think that I would survive a slasher film. Since he knows he's gonna survive, it's okay to pick up hitchhikers.
Planning on smoking a little dope, having a little premarital sex, and getting slaughtered?
Totally normal thing to say.
Yeah.
Oh, does that offend you? Here, have a Voorhees burger. Since at least one of these campers isn't having sex, clearly that means we have another survivor in the film.
Nope.
No.
And by that I mean her flannel. I see no rips or tears. Sure, this plot line is one instance
Can't waste
where
a good
Jason
flannel.
must have better things to do. But hey, 2 people fucking.
Ugh.
I've heard of period sex, but this is ridiculous. Jason doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter if you're a young hot couple or this couple, you're fucking dead. And That lady's pillow head is dead too. Thankfully, the movie never gets too weird.
Yeah, this scene.
What? Well, it's about time Friday the 13th had its own Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Jason is proving that once you go black, you can go back. But there ain't no way in hell I'm coming back with that stupid mustache. Diana's daughter
Weird.
Jessica is currently estranged from Steven. And what's this? She's dating snuff film TV host Robert Palmer? Campbell? Jason is after his own sister, because the only way he can be reborn is through his own relatives.
Apparently, people can see his real form in the mirror.
First. You can always tell a Jason by their big black giraffe tongue. Steven's arrived in time, but there's no way they're gonna kill the sister. We just met her. Oh my god, is this what I look like? I'm a fucking monster! Clearly this means that Steven is the killer. Or he just gets arrested because he's rooting for the wrong sports team. Luckily, while in jail, Truck Turner's equally as cool brother can fill him in on the information for a small price. Oh, fuck! Oh, geez.
Why is he doing this?
Chris and Leon. Now to dive deep into the files of how the fuck does he know this?
The only way to kill Jason Voorhees is to destroy his heart. There's only one person can do that now that Diana's dead. Her daughter.
Okay, just because you read that on Wikipedia doesn't mean it's true. This seems like an awful lot of trouble just to kill Jason. Why don't you just blow him up again? Only don't eat the heart this time. Anyways, we got a business to run. Leslie Jordan didn't go undercover as a straight man for nothing. Again with the overkill.
He usually plays flamboyantly gay characters.
Going anywhere near your roles. They're busy in another franchise's fate conclusion.
Roseanne and Tom Arnold.
Sure, this is a sweet moment where Steven is seeing his baby for the first time. But is anyone on the news gonna run a eulogy for George Washington Duke? Now it's off to the Voorhees house.
Nice digs.
And it's fucking haunted! This place may have housed a serial killer, but they do have a kick-ass collection of Evil Dead memorabilia.
That's the book from the Evil Dead.
By Bill O'Reilly with looks. Turns out he's dating Jessica simply so he can get a story. And I thought I could trust a man who shows fresh corpses on network television.
Well, last night, I stole Diana's body, and I hid it here in the closet. And then I went home and fucked her daughter.
Nice guy.
Better than Hannity. Doesn't take long for this to happen. And the best part is, he doesn't have a mustache to shave. And we do find out what happens once Jason leaves his former body host.
Eee. Gnarly.
Oh.
Transfer from one body to another and get a free bowl of soup.
That is a pretty good effect, the jaw coming off. It's a good joke. Bill O'Reilly with looks.
Yeah.
Steven finds the nearest woman taking a shower. It's sure to lure Jason. It's just a coincidence that it's also Jason's niece.
Ow.
His dying wish was to have his death broadcast on television. Now it's Steven's turn to tell the audience what's up.
It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. And it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead.
Kyle Reese from the Terminator.
And the movie ends. Again, I appreciate seeing what would happen if I were the lead. Sure, the cop could let him go, but he talked to Duke, and he's gonna need to break 2 more fingers.
You don't want me to come here. What makes you think you can? I got a gun. Fuck that. I got a gun.
Stop having likable characters, movie. You're a 90s slasher film. All your characters are supposed to be insufferable. Jason beats the creeper by 2 minutes to stampede the police station. Where is our hero?
Bullshit on that.
Hell yes, I am badass in this movie. Jason's been waiting to practice this move. He was watching a lot of Three Stooges when he was in the cops car. Unfortunately, the honeymoon killers won't let them near the baby, probably because it's tomorrow's breakfast special. Although it's about time Jason came by to try out his own burger.
Ugh.
And to cure that guy's carpal tunnel. They're preparing another burger called the Southern Fried Beverly Leslie.
Duh.
Just another Saturday at Amberjack Ale House. I'm impressed by some of the action here. They give multiple characters a chance for a badass pose, even if it's short-lived. Damn, they were gonna use her head as a champagne bottle when Jessica and Steven got remarried. As Steven marvels at how much more stylish this film is than the last entry, Jessica finds her baby at the Voorhees house with Dugamite.
You don't need me for that.
Yes, I do.
That doesn't belong in a Friday the 13th movie. A Carrie White ripoff who hangs Jason with an electrical cord with her mind. Now that belongs in a Friday the 13th film. Duke's obsession makes a lot more sense when you realize that in a previous draft, he vowed to destroy Jason after Jason killed his girlfriend. That adds to the character. Best leave it out. Here's an exclusive clip.
I'm gonna catch that sucker.
I've been
Blues
waiting years
Brothers.
for this. An adult Jason being able to say his first words on camera.
Ray! Get the hell away from Red!
Huh? I've been waiting decades to hear Jason say, "Freeze, get the hell away from her, Ed." I feel like I should apologize to Michael Myers for his line in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Slicing open Jason's neck instantly reveals the Jason infection. If your neck is full of sauerkraut, you may be a Jason. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Okay, now it's getting far-fetched. Oh, and it doesn't need a live body to be reborn.
Get ready for what's coming up.
His mother.
Yeah.
Sure. Wait, if Jason's sister's body was there all this time, why didn't he just... whatever, the death scenes are pretty cool. We got a pretty badass design for Jason. Might as well have him come back for the remaining minutes of the movie. They spent all their money on the special effects, but none on the fake baby budget. Hurry, you better get that to the American Sniper set as soon as you're finished. Duke, don't fail me now!
Son of a bitch.
Stupid move.
That line would have been much more meaningful if you kept in his backstory.
Death by bear hug.
He actually faked his death so he could open up leaks. Are you sure you can't just defeat him with a kick to the balls? I wish you would! As they destroy props left over from the birds, I am disappointed we don't get to see Jason's face this time around. That's a trademark for these movies.
Boo.
This doesn't count. Not to mention, as the Friday the 13th game has shown us, it could have been a cool design. But whatever, send him to hell or something. I guess Wikipedia was right. Good, now just don't eat the heart this time. And destroy his mask while you're at it. Apparently that can possess people too. Oh sure, start punching the man once he's already defeated. Admittedly, that is what I would do too. Wait, he's going to heaven? He did find Jesus after all! Just kidding. He's getting pulled down to the set of the latest Estes Perkle movie. So, hell exists. I guess we better turn our lives around immediately. And they're off to break the news to Creighton Duke's sister, Foxy Brown. And there were never any other Friday the 13th movies ever again.
Oh.
Holy shit, it's Sharpan Joe! Jason Goes to Hell performed about as well as the previous entry. It wasn't a runaway success, but it technically made a profit, bringing in $15 million against a $3 million budget. The ending obviously foreshadows a Freddy vs. Jason film, which did come out 10 years later, but went through such development hell that another Jason movie was made between the two films, Jason X. Why did this movie give me such likable characters, a good style, and over-the-top special effects? I'm supposed to be pissed off that it introduced a body-changing plotline. And if that pisses you off, wait till the next entry, where Jason goes up into outer space. It serves him right for putting the word final in the title. As Friday the 13th, the final chapter taught us, a conclusion is just sequel baiting.
My professional opinion, this guy's better than shit.
What a professional mortician.
Yeah. Whew.
Temporary theme song he had.
Alright, you want to see more Cinema Snob episodes? You like movie?
The Lloyd animated bumper stinger.
Yeah.
We already saw it the last 2 times when we did Jason Takes Manhattan. But aside from that, did you enjoy that review?
The review was good. The movie is just a confusing mess, but
So what do you think? Look worse than Manhattan?
somehow, yes. But if you separate it, one thing that the review pointed out that was good was that the style, I think, was more, Friday the 13th, that classic style from the earlier movies. It was just pure slasher, it was just pure gore, killing people, to its credit, it went back to its roots. But everything else was a mess.
Yeah, as Samaya pointed out, it's a Jason film where Jason is barely in it.
Yes.
And again, they were really out of ideas at this point.
Yep.
And I will say though, the deaths, the gore effects are extremely good. They're from the same people, I think, who did the Kill Bill movies and maybe the Walking Dead show.
And better than the previous movie. But it's just hard. Where's the why?
Yeah.
The plot is very loose.
The opening where we see the sting operation, that was good because you'd think, at this point they would be trying to actively kill him.
They finally get around to it, right?
A lot of the jokes Brad makes, it's hard to pick one. I think when he says the Jason Burger joint, best restaurant ever.
Yeah.
And when he reads the title, he says, you never know, he could have found Jesus.
Yeah. But altogether, the movie was obviously disjointed, and it was a reach.
Yeah. And Kane Hodder, again, he plays both Jason and that security guard he kills.
Mm-hmm.
And we get this, he didn't show it here, but there's this moment where Kane, in his security guard role, says, Jason, he was just a big pussy.
Oh, well, there's that.
He also, even though it's just his hand, played Freddy's glove at the end.
Oh, really? That's a fun fact.
And yeah, they were originally going to do Freddy vs. Jason next, but they ended up doing New Nightmare and Jason X, which makes people wonder, does that mean Freddy vs. Jason is a prequel?
I guess if you... what the hell? The chronology does not matter.
I'm not sure I agree with Brad's sentiment that the characters are likable.
Yeah, they were just kind of flat. Maybe the nerd character, but...
He was really stupid in his decisions.
Mm-hmm.
To try and save her, he beats up a cop and breaks out of jail. I'm just how can this not end terribly for you?
But the rest, you don't even get to know very long.
And the Creighton Duke character,
yeah.
I fucking hate that character.
Yeah, I agree.
He's supposed to be the hero, but everything he does is so sleazy and just kind of just despicable. Like the finger break scene, I'm like, was that necessary?
Especially when you don't get the backstory.
And also, I will say, I love the scene where after he's broken out of jail and he's suspected of killing the mother, and he tries to appeal to the daughter, his ex-girlfriend. And then
again, trying to keep all that together, it's just like.
I love how her first instinct is to just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. And that scene where the cop is like stripped naked and strapped down.
Mm-hmm.
Many people wonder what was the reason for that? And the director said, I thought it was time to show some men nude, exploited like all the women had been.
It was bizarre though.
I'm like,
yeah,
you couldn't have done it a different way.
Yeah.
And as Brad pointed out, and I didn't catch this the first time I watched Jason Goes to Hell,
mm-hmm.
when he possesses that cop whose head, pops off.
Yeah.
He did technically talk.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a good line.
Yeah, it's just, what a weird, random thing to do.
Yes.
As many flaws as it has, I will say the ending of those hands popping out of the ground and dragging him into hell is a pretty cool visual.
The effect, yeah. But overall, still lacking as an entry.
The love theme for the heart when just before that guy eats it. And that was good editing.
Just odd, again.
Yeah, you can't tell. Is he doing that because the spirit of Jason is calling him? Or is he just a weird asshole in general?
You can't even you don't even try anymore. You don't try to explain it.
Well, you gotta ask questions, otherwise you can't make jokes.
Yeah.
And what's funny is, it took me a bit to remember this till like last night. This is not the first Jason Goes to Hell review we've reacted to.
Oh, really? Yeah.
A couple of years ago, we did a reaction to the Blockbuster Busters review.
Okay, yeah.
But it's been like 5-6 years, and I'm sure we don't really remember what he did at the time.
No, not really.
Either way, it's one of those movies like Jason Takes Manhattan is a mess, but it had some overall good moments, like as a Friday fan that I could get into. This one just feels like, again, they were trying something new and they just completely forgot what makes the series enjoyable.
Although, again, the style, the gore, I think was in keeping with more of the original films, but yes.
But yeah, it was grisly.
If you're trying to follow a plot throughout the franchise, it didn't work.
The grisliness is the film's strong point.
Yeah.
And hey, it's still 10 times more watchable than Part 5, A New Beginning. The paramedic one.
Yeah.
But overall, that's our Christmas Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
and hopefully you have a nice holiday season.
Yeah, a couple more weeks. Merry Christmas.